Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Hello. What's hello in Georgian again, Luke? I've forgotten.
Go on.
What's hello in Georgian again? I've forgotten.
Kamertje.
There you go. Baklava.
Yeah,
Meshen mikwaka.
yeah,
Charisma.
yeah,
That's my three
yeah,
words.
yeah.
Anyway, welcome to a little impromptu. The idea is to capitalise on Georgia's people's champion status of the Euros. And talk a little bit about the Georgian football season is still going because it's a summer league.
Yeah.
So yeah, but we've got so we're here with Georgian Footy himself, Mr. Georgian Footy. We might as well talk about that first thing as I've just said about the Euros. How was Germany, mate? How was it?
Oh, stunning, mate, stunning. Honestly, before I heard that anthem, I was like, this is not real. This is probably not us. I'm probably dreaming, but yeah, whenever they uncovered our flag and when we sang our anthem and stuff, honestly, it kicked off. I realized that yeah, I'm in Germany right now. It was about like 6 days into my arrival to Germany when I realized I was in Germany. And yeah. Basically, it was stunning, mate, stunning. The result was nice. Obviously, we got knocked out by Spain, but regardless of it, it was a memorable occasion for us. And I think that there should be something quite special because the post sort of tournament fever we got left in. Honestly, when I came over to Georgia like a couple of days ago, my dad greeted me with this, and I was
Yeah.
like, "What's
Come
happening?"
on.
But yeah, the entire country is buzzing. Every single kid is wearing some sort of Georgia national team shirt or playing football outdoors, which was always the case for the last few years, but especially right now. And I'm not sure if you've seen like the way we sort of greeted the team when they arrived to
Yeah.
Georgia. It was about like 30,000, 40,000 people. Basically the same as the rallies we had in weeks before, attending like
Yeah.
all the whole the street of Rustavelli and to basically chanting the songs and stuff like that. So yeah, it's definitely it was quite special even in Germany and Tbilisi as well because obviously not everyone could make it to the games over in Germany. So they had their own sort of special I don't know fever in here, and yeah, it worked out quite well. And hopefully this is just the beginning of
The start.
something quite great. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I saw a load of my Irish brethren on because Sanyol was rumoured to take over
Yeah, yeah,
Ireland.
yeah.
I don't think we'll be able to afford him anymore.
Well, I mean, he's actually also rumored to go to Saudi Arabia somewhere, probably Al Ittihad or something like that. I'm not sure, but as of now, he's probably a bit more settled in Georgia, so it'd be wise to keep him. But again, you never know. You never know.
Well, I think yeah, with the back door for the in through the Nations League back door because obviously there's more qualifying. Well, is the World Cup groups announced yet? Do we know? Do we
No,
know
no,
that?
it will be announced in sort of mid-December, I think, this year. But it's the
Oh,
Nations
okay.
League before that. Well, it's a
Right,
bit
fair
difficult to
enough.
qualify from the World Cup group because we have 16 teams from Europe going to the World Cup. So
Mm,
limiting the room
yeah.
for us smaller nations, so to speak. But again, you never
Yeah.
know. You never know.
Obviously, it's like the change in the Champions League, isn't it? Because obviously, like they changed that to the league system, which is why, bit of betting advice. Napoli, the only team not in the Europe in Serie A, they have to play 8 less games. Conte ball, it'll be boring, but there you go.
Yeah, yeah,
Senate
yeah.
Scudetto again.
Choir playing right wing back.
Champions League.
But yeah.
Champions League. I just mentioned it. So, what's coming on? What's coming on Tuesday, Luke? What do we have? What do we have for special little?
Yeah,
While the
we've got
Euro
Dino
semi-finals are still
Batumi.
on at the same time, but doesn't
Yeah, I mean,
matter.
you know our priorities, mate. You know our priorities. Dino Batumi will be playing Ludogorets in the first round of the Champions League qualifying on Wednesday. Sorry, away from home in Razgrad in Bulgaria. So it will be it'll be quite a scene to watch. I don't know, England versus Switzerland to watch then Ludogorets versus Dino
Yeah.
Batumi. But I mean, I can't really guarantee it's going to be less in terms of quality or excitement. So definitely,
Exactly. Well, yeah,
we'll see, we'll see, we'll see.
I think Batumi's definitely got the edge on Southgate for excitement. Fucking hell.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Ludogorets is it's a pretty horrible draw that really, and it's probably one of the best
yeah,
teams
for
in it
sure.
in the
I
because
probably
if
got
you
like
look through that.
10 times as much in terms of budget and payroll compared to
Mm.
Batumi right now as well. So it will be probably like a mission impossible right now. But yeah, again, we've been
Like
there
the eight
before,
million,
so
the 8 million Batumi got for Vulture is probably gonna. That's the budget for like the next 10 years, isn't it? So
uh, for the entire Liga, not just even Batumi, honestly. The rest of
yeah,
9 teams could have actually have it as well. So I know as a whole, obviously and then if you're not really seeded in the first round of the qualifiers, you're basically doomed to face some teams of this sort of quality like Ludogorets or Sheriff Tiraspol or Karabag or
mm,
so on and so forth. But we've seen some upsets in the qualifying rounds, early qualifying rounds. So again, you never know. Maybe on your day, maybe you could just be better than your opponent for just a single game. And
mm,
I'm not really hopeful about Batumi mainly because of the struggles they had, basically sort of
oh yeah,
generating a consistent squad because the players they've signed, half of them have left the team already. The players they brought in aren't really that good in terms of quality. Again, no offense to anyone, and you never know how things pan out. But like, there's 4 days before the tournament, they've just signed a goalkeeper, so it's difficult to
mm,
maintain any positive about it. But yeah, we'll see. And the other teams as well have got quite a right draw, I guess, with Dinamo Tbilisi. Uh,
mm,
that's my pain you could sense. But Tbilisi will be playing Mornar in the from Montenegro, while Tobela Kasasi will play Tirana from Albania in the first qualifying round of the Champions Conference League. So I think Tobela might actually edge it this season, but same as Dinamo Tbilisi. But again, you just never know with the team they have and with the young players they have without any sort of consistency or experience they have right now. You just never know.
and obviously being a summer league whilst all the other European transfer windows are on is quite a disadvantage, really. And you lose a load of your players in the middle of the season, so
Yeah, plenty of clubs have not really complained, but all they do is like, oh, when we end the season in December, obviously we've got the January transfer window, and during that time, there's not too many players available, which is, I mean,
mm,
that is true because typically players signed deals up until June, so but that's not an excuse because other countries have got the same sort of system, particularly in
yeah,
the
yeah.
in the Baltics, but and they somehow managed to get a few good results and maybe qualify to the group stages. So if you do things properly, it is quite
Yeah.
possible to do something. But again, it depends on the way you work and your sort of dedication to what you do. So, which has been an issue with us for since forever, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I was obviously because the Baltics is probably a much worse climate than Georgia. I mean, like, I know the winters are bad, but like, do you not think it like? Do you ever see it changing to back to like sort of just like like Serbia or it's pretty similar climate somewhere like Serbia. So like
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
could do July to then I'd just have a big break in the middle of the winter, but.
To be honest, the main reason why we got this sort of schedule from March till November, December is firstly we had the 16 league team and then it got deducted to 10, so we played like a half a year season in 2016. So obviously it ended in
Mm,
November and then we started the other season in March. And B was like the federation said, oh, we need teams to be more prepared to the qualifiers
mm,
in summertime. So it'd be better to have teams playing up until summer,
mm,
which didn't really work out well because since we actually got the change from 2016, we actually have worse results. Like we've been 32nd in the rankings, and we're now 59th or 49th. So
mm,
that doesn't really sound that it worked out too well. And
yeah.
yeah, that's been basically the main struggle. And I'm personally in favor of just switching it again and just moving the league to proper way, like from like August till I don't know May, March, April or May,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. Like I was thinking with I just forgotten what I was going to say then. But like the change in season. It doesn't. I didn't know it was that recent. I thought that it was just like a long time thing. But it makes no sense really, does it? When you're thinking of all the other teams in Europe, just because it's not like Russia. But it would make more sense if Russia had a winter league, but they don't, do they? So yeah.
Because the climate, obviously because of the climate, but they had one. They had one go about 10 years ago, I think, 10, 12 years ago. Then changed it.
Oh,
Uh,
oh,
yeah, they
yeah.
had this similar sort of system, but because of the climate. I mean, all the Baltic teams have got because it's unplayable in there when it's winter. And they even have
Yeah.
like snowing for like one third of the season. So you obviously get the idea there. But in here, honestly, we don't really have that sort of cold winter to not play football at all. It's about like 10, 12
Mm.
degrees most of the time. So yeah,
Or
could have
British summer, as it's also known.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So,
Or
well, as
or
well.
German summer as well. So
Oh, and oh yeah. So did you get caught in any of the monsoons that were that happened during the Euros? Kept fucking raining. Never stopped raining.
the first game, bro, it was the first game against Turkey in Dortmund. It was how to put this politely. It was pissing down for 4 hours basically. Me like obviously I was there with my friends as well, and we had to park about I don't know 20 25 minutes away from the stadium. Walking time, obviously. I
Mm.
mean, 3 minutes in, we were soaked in wet. And in
Mm.
obviously getting inside the stadium is not that big of an issue because we were sat quite up high, but people who were sat in like the lower blocks, they were also caught kind of know, down from rain. But
Mm.
Dortmund was kind of poor, and yeah, the game against Spain, it kicked off after the game. Basically, it was raining after the game for like a couple of hours, but it was alright. It was alright. But the first game, honestly, was pouring in. It wasn't like it was about like 14, 15 degrees for the first sort of week, 10 days, but then it was quite sunny, at least in the area I was at. So yeah.
That's good. But I was going to ask you as well because you kept ending up in away ends, didn't you? How did that go?
Yeah. Oh, I have no idea. I have no idea. To be fair, it was mainly because of the fact that basically the way the seats were allocated, we thought that like every single person who went onto the site when Georgia announced, oh, there's ticket sales, you'd think that they will be sat together, right? And
Yeah.
for basically for Turkey, there was the whole Turkish fan base was on the next seat, like literally right beside me. And for Czech Republic, I had to swap tickets for one of my friends, and that was probably the reason why I was sat in the Czech end. Not in the Czech end, but like somewhere near the Czech Republic supporters. Then I moved back to Georgians after half time because there was some empty seats in there. And yeah, for Spain as well, I struggled to get tickets for 2 days. Finally managed to get one, overpriced as well, obviously, but sat
Oh,
with Spaniards and like three or four other Georgian people with 5,000 other Spanish people. So that was
well.
pretty poorly organized by UEFA. As many pointed out, to be fair, like the tournament in general, sort of like they organize inside of sort of little things like the way people are sat at, or like the way you could have got like water into the stadium and stuff like that. It was not really.
Mm,
It wasn't really done the best way, to be fair. But still, no complaints at all. No, not really no complaints at all.
no. Well, no, it's I think like just judging by because obviously, as you know, I've been on the Georgian side for many a year, and now it's like uh, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of people waking up to the beauty of Georgian football because like only Georgia, the only teams that have played like non-shit football,
Yeah.
Georgia, Turkey, and that's about it. They'll probably, yeah. But someone will tell me in the comments that I'm an idiot and I'm wrong because of somebody else I've forgotten. But Georgia, Turkey, definitely the best like teams to watch.
Yeah.
Everyone else has been 0-0 merchants and pass it around the back. Like it's like Spain, like watching Spain, but win. It's it's just duh. It's so boring. It's so dull and efficient. I hate it. Just forget defending. That's best. Like the Turkey Georgia game is definitely the game of the tournament. Just chaos.
Yeah,
We
that's the
want
case
chaos.
because again, like the quality of the teams. Well, Turkey obviously a better team than us, no doubt about it. But as a whole, like just because of we haven't don't really possess that quality just to pass it around and just play the safe football. What else are you gonna do? Just whack it forward, and then just do your job. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah, do you?
honestly, obviously, watching the game was different because emotions are involved, and obviously you don't really see it as much as being a neutral or watching from the TV. But the next game I went to, that was against Czech and Hamburg. I was sat next to all the Englishmen and here the Czech Republic people, and I was like, yeah, we're for Georgia because the only team that played. I mean, the only exciting team we've watched so far in the first couple of match weeks was Georgia. So why not? And yeah,
Yeah.
I could agree on that one, but again, it depends on like, would you rather be in a final and play dull, or would you rather just get knocked down in round of 16 and play all right? So that's the difference, I guess.
It's a fair point, but like it's funny though that because obviously having watched Georgia for before this tournament and having known you, Sanyol is not famed for exciting football, is it? Really, it's more like defensive five at the back.
Yeah, yeah, because again, the limitations he has within the group, because we don't really have that big of a squad to rotate and just try new sort of formations and systems. So he does what he does. Like even during the friendlies, he doesn't really change up the formation all that much. He might change one or two players definitely against sort of like lesser teams, but in general, he just
Mm,
plays with the exact same formation, exact same tactics. He doesn't really like to experiment. Which again, in terms of efficiency, if you just want to capitalize on one goal, it's fair enough. But long term, that may not work well because obviously during the games, there are some games where you have to switch it up there and when you have to try some new things. And
mm,
unfortunately, there have been times we struggle to do it, so to speak. And
yeah,
again, no offense to Nathaniel, regardless, will be remembered as the most successful coach, and rightfully so. But you need to try something new just to improve, I guess. But again, depends on the personnel that you have and the players you have. So yeah.
right. Well, talking of personnel, we'll get on to any other Georgian news as well soon. But Kvillataya, my boy, has sadly, I need to buy a new Cypriot League shirt to go to Iris Limassol.
Yeah,
Which so
yeah,
this is
yeah,
out of date now. As I've always said, for creature anywhere but fucking Newcastle, because I'm not buying a Newcastle shirt. That's never happening. Um, but, yeah. So, do we have any other developments from Georgian players, Georgian news, mate? At the moment.
You might see Mikhail Tadze go into Monaco quite soon, or
Um,
he's going to secure himself a big move, so he's probably one of the more anticipated players we have, as well as Mamadashvili, who's, I don't know, 85% sure he's going to leave Valencia and not sign for Newcastle this term, but somewhere else. And yeah, those two players, Kocherashvili as well, who had an amazing tournament all around.
oh yeah.
He's probably gonna go somewhere else. And I'm not convinced that Vulture will leave Napoli, mainly because of the sort of like the talks, and obviously Conte is a bigger profile than anyone Napoli had for the last season, to be honest. And
Any of the
uh,
12 managers.
yeah, 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 yeah. But as a whole, I think Mamadashvili, Mikhail Tadze, and Kocherashvili are the three who will probably find themselves like an improved home, so to speak. And
Yeah. Yeah.
you'll have,
Well, yeah,
yeah,
definitely
I guess,
Mkhitaryan because
yeah, 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 Mikhail Tadze, definitely, for sure, for sure.
what were you going to say, mate? Sorry, I cut you off.
No, no, I mean, there are a lot of moves happen. There should happen a lot of moves this summer, and rightfully so because again, this sort of tournaments bring you more sort of you're on the scene for many, and you
Yeah.
basically get scouted or anticipated by many. So hopefully this will be a platform for players to leave to secure themselves like a deserved good move away from the teams they are right now. So yeah.
Yeah, I think especially clubs like there's obviously like Valencia could probably make like at least 50 million quid off Bangladesh really off the
Yeah,
back of
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure,
So
sure,
he's yeah,
sure.
and like clubs like Levante for Kosciuszwili would have without that tournament he's going to be going for maybe what 1 or 2 million maybe maximum now.
Not even probably not even. Well, he
Yeah,
struggled with injuries this season. He played about like I don't know 24, 26 games. So obviously
mm,
requiring something hefty for a player who played about under 30 games in the second Spanish division is a bit difficult. But again, the tournament he had and the player he is in general, he's like a modern player, isn't he? Like sort of running a
yeah.
lot, challenging, recoveries, long balls, just technique, all sorts of stuff.
Reminds
So yeah.
reminds me very much of Gattuso Kosciuszwili. Like just I don't know,
With a bit more, yeah, with a bit more
bit
sort of
more
touch
skill.
on the ball. Yeah, with a bit more skill,
Yeah,
with a bit more
not just
skill. Yeah,
murdering ability.
yeah, 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 for sure.
Well, Luca, thank you very much, mate. This is so we've got a plan, right? So the reason
Yeah.
we've done this, we've got a plan for a Georgian footy podcast coming. We don't quite know yet, and we've not discussed it properly. But it's coming. It's got something.
Yeah.
Something is coming. So for updates on that, make sure you go follow at Georgian Footy, Luke Lagvalava on Twitter, and
Cheers.
follow us as well.
Yeah,
At the
sure,
Cultures
sure.
Pod everywhere. And follow us as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, something big's coming, and basically I get to live my dream of being James Richardson, but with George instead of Italy. So yeah, there
Yeah.
we go. Anywhere else people can find you, Luke? Anything else you want to say? Or?
Just Twitter, just Twitter. Georgian Footy on Twitter. That's about it.
Beautiful. We'll chuck all the links in there, turn under the thing, and yeah, thank you very much, everyone. See you soon on the other side.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.